So the Great Welsh Half Marathon is in the books. I'm back from a wet and windy West Wales. Target was sub 80. Let's see how I got on. Here we go then. Got the lead bikes followed by the lead female leading us out there. I did manage to get myself a little bit stuck behind a couple of slower people at the start, so I just nipped around and then managed to get myself nestled into the second pack behind the leaders, which was quite good. The leaders, off they went, and that would be the last I saw of them. Now I'm just going to have to warn you, it was a very cold day, so I wasn't able to get all the footage I wanted to. I couldn't even get my phone out of my pocket with the zip because my hands were so cold. I also had a bit of trouble turning the camera on and off and messing about with it because I literally couldn't feel my fingers until about halfway through the race. But I did my best to get as much footage as I could. So here we go then. I think I'm about 300 or 400 metres in at this point. Again, sorry about the camera. We were held for quite a long time at the start. It was windy and raining and I was just in my vest shivering, so my hands got quite cold. I do have a problem with that. So I was unable to feel whether I was turning my camera on and off, and when I first tried to press it, I heard it click a load, so it moved around. And obviously I didn't have time to be messing about with that whilst I was running, so I just had to hope it was in the right position. So I did get some footage, but not the best. But anyway, I've managed to settle into the chase pack. Went through the first K in 3:38, which was fine. Felt really comfortable, my heart rate was under control, so I was really happy with that, and I was just trying to work with this group and hoping we could stay together. Now there were a lot of other people on this course because there's the marathon starts before, so we were catching some of the back markers of the marathon as well, so it's quite hard to see exactly where you are. So it looks like there were a lot of people in front, but at this point there were probably only about 5 or 6 men in front and the lead female as well. As you can see, the lead female bike just going off in the distance there. So yeah, it was a good start, and it's just at this point it's just about calming myself down and just getting ready to do the work but not going off too quickly and making sure that I could stay with the pace. So as I said, there are about 4 or 5 of us in this group trying to work together. There's a bit of a hill here, so we're going up this hill, feeling pretty good. So we're just coming round. You do a little loop first of all, like a 1.5k loop. You come through the start finish straight. So here I am coming down, just settling in. I was feeling pretty good at this point. I was looking down thinking, oh, I'm going a bit faster than I wanted to, but I had to trust my fitness and realise that actually this maybe was the speed that I should be going, because I had kind of told myself do not go faster than 350 or so for the first K or first few kilometres, but I just felt so comfortable, and it wasn't a I feel comfortable when my heart rate's high, it was a genuinely I feel good, I'm just going to stay with these.
Another good group of 5, Brecon tucked right in that group as well, so it's good, as we said, Darren, to see some groups forming. Runners coming through.
Go on, Manny.
So now we can see as we start to move up this hill, I'm still in this group, I'm trying to work hard. I'm trying to work out how fast I need to go. The lad in the front started pushing on a little bit, so I went with him, but again trying to keep my heart rate under control. We just went through the 2 kilometre mark as well, so that is in at 3:40, so nice and comfortable. So 3:34 grade adjusted with an average of 1:59. So for a half marathon I like to keep my heart rate, I don't really want to go any higher than 165 before the second half of the race, so because I know I can keep that comfortable, and it's comfortably uncomfortable, so to speak, before I have to start really working hard towards the end. So at this point I had a bit of a decision to make. The 2 lads in front were just speeding up a little bit, and we were going down a bit of a hill, but I just felt like they were pushing on a little bit too hard for me, and it was getting a bit uncomfortable. So I thought to myself, just hang back a bit. I turned and spoke to the guy next to me who seemed to want to calm down a little bit as well. So we agreed to kind of run together for a bit, which was really good.
Well done, Manny. Awesome work, mate.
So here we are, just coming up to the 3k mark. Feeling pretty good. I'll say I was just running with this other guy next to me. We just thought, right, we're just going to go together, stick together. It's much easier if you've got a couple of you spurring each other on and just try and really lock it in. So I went through the 3rd kilometre in a 3:42, so again, just dialed it back a little bit. Heart rate going up again, but again, completely under control. So 160, that is great for this point of the race. Now it was at this point that it started to dawn on us that there was indeed a bit of a wind. Now this forecast had not predicted this really, but it was quite a significant wind, and I can remember when we turned around and started running in this direction, I started thinking to myself, oh dear, this could be a long day. So it was just about, at that point, when this kind of thing happens, you don't worry about it, you just manage your effort. So don't worry about your pace anymore, and just keep your effort going absolutely strong, keep your form good, and don't worry about it too much, because there's nothing you can do about it. You could just go way too quickly and completely bonk in the second half of the race. So just relax and just go with it. It's absolutely fine. As you can hear me say right there, it should be alright. Did I believe that? I'm not sure at that point, but there's not much you can do about it. So we've just gone forward to about 45 minutes into the race. Just see me behind the lead female bike, I've just overtaken her, and I managed to pull out 5k of 18:23. So that's a 3:42, 3:44 and 3:45, just as we're going into the wind. Then we've gone through 10k and 37:14, which actually would be a personal best if that's right, so we're there or thereabouts what I did in Newport last year. So I was going along quite well. That's an 18:51 5k as well. So we're looking at 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Then we're looking at a 3:46, 3:48, 3:49, 3:48 and then a 3:44. Now the 3:48, 3:49, 3:48, 7, 8 and 9, they were into the wind quite heavily, and they were where I was getting a little bit worried. As you see, my heart rate got up to 165 there in kilometre 8, so I was thinking to myself, whoa, I really hope this wind calms down sometime soon. And luckily for me, it did. Now we're just coming past the halfway point here, just had the turnaround, and I'm starting to see a couple of the runners ahead have started slowing down a little bit. Maybe they pushed themselves a little bit too hard into that wind where I'd backed off. So I was starting to feel quite good, and I was looking at trying to just gently eat into the gaps, and it just gave me something to focus on. It's really good if that can happen, because it just means that even if you catch up to them and you run with them for a bit, that's also great, but ultimately it just gives you a bit of motivation to get your backside moving a little bit faster. And this is the point where I really started knuckling down that 10 to 15 kilometres, so 11 to 15. Look at that grade adjusted pace, because it was a little bit lumpy and bumpy, kind of up and down a couple of little rises, but I did really well. The heart rate is now up to 165 permanently. It doesn't go any lower than that. I'm just 166, 167 on the one with a little hill in there. But yeah, but now I'm starting to work, and now we're getting to the business end, and we are picking people off, which is really good. So that's an 18:25k. We're really picking things up. I'm looking to start thinking about home now. So as we're coming up here, we're just easing past this guy up this hill. Feeling good. I get a little low five from this guy as well. What's really good about racing is that people always tend to be supportive. So as you're going past, they give you little words of encouragement, want you to push on. Everyone's trying to do their best. You know, we're not at the Olympics. We just want everyone to have a good day. Now, it was around this point I started to think to myself, what exactly am I going to do here? Because the original plan was a sub 80, and that's kind of averaging like 3:47 per kilometre, something like that. And I knew that I was comfortably doing better than that. I wasn't really looking at my splits or anything. I was just concentrating on effort and keeping my form good. So I didn't really know exactly what I was going to do. But I started thinking to myself, hang on a minute, you're on for something pretty good here. So I just kept going and just kept clipping off the kilometres, knowing that this was the last kind of mildly significant hill before the one right at the end. So I got up and over this one, and I thought to myself, hello, let's see what we can do, let's push on. So we are coming up to the end of the footage now, because I managed to get my camera on at this point, but I left it on for 16 minutes, so I didn't have any battery left for the end. But again, I didn't know whether it was on or off. I was just hoping to get some footage that I could use, which luckily I did. Definitely work to be done on that in the future for future videos. So the kilometres up to 20, so there's 5 kilometres there. I did an 18:07, so I've picked it up again. Pulling out a 1:13:41 for 20 kilometres. Now any of you that can do the maths will kind of probably work out that having another 1.1 kilometres to go with 1:13:41, I was going to pretty comfortably hit the sub 80, but it's how quick could I go at this point. And it's also, luckily, every now and again my watch was underselling it as well, so I was actually close to the end than I thought I was. So that was even better.
Awesome work, Manny. Yes, mate. Yes.
So I managed to get that last kilometre done in about 3:30, which is great, which brought me home with a time of 1:17:27. It was actually 1:17:28 and the official time, with a 3:40 average kilometre. Safe to say I was very happy with that. Absolutely smashed what I was hoping for. Yeah, very happy. So that was good enough for 7th place overall, which I was very happy with. Second in the men's 40. And then I was out in 3:42 average and then back in 3:38. So a negative split as well. So you can't see any fairer than that, can you? As you can imagine, I'm really happy with that. I'm really, really happy mostly with the way I executed the race. It would have been easy early on to just run a little bit too quickly and then make myself struggle later on. But I was patient and I took my time and I let myself really build into the race so I could come back strong at the end. It wasn't actually the easiest conditions as well, which is why I'm even more pleased with what I've done there. As you can see from the shoes here, there were sections of it that were quite slippy, a little bit off-roady on trail. I mean, nothing too bad. Obviously, not that bad. Otherwise, I wouldn't have run such a time. But I think on a proper day, all things being equal, I could have gone even faster than that, which is mind blowing, really. So yeah, from a very happy Manny, I'll see you next time.